Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
And with that said, welcome ladies and gentlemen back to Alan Wake here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. In order for the preparations of Alan Wake 2, which is going to be released later this year, I'm trying to cover a game which made me fall in love with the potential of ever having my own channel, and so it's now the right time to bring it to life here, along with all the other projects which I'm working on. By the way, if anyone's interested, I have already processed like 60 days out of 100 days in a video game, so I'm working hard at it, so please bear with me. But just letting you know, those few who will watch this will find out, and then maybe the word will spread. Everyone will be excited, things are gonna happen, and nobody's gonna be disappointed. And things are gonna happen. I don't know what you want me to say.
Give me a break, mister. Can we just get a move on?
I'm trying to see if there's any collectibles. Because honestly, with the thermoses and stuff like that, because I've played through the game so many times, and I'm playing this on Nightmare difficulty now, I can tell you that a lot of these things have been cleared out already. That's like the most unfortunate thing about playing through this thing the second time, is that if you've already cleared out some of these things, they just might not be there anymore, which is a little upsetting, but it is what it is. It's an old game from like 2010, so I'm dying to see what Remedy Entertainment is gonna do with the sequel. I'm absolutely not excited about the fact of it being only on Epic Store game.
That? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
And I've tried to get the remaster from the Epic Store game because, like a couple of months ago, there has been an actual, like, pretty hefty discount for it. But the thing was just so goddamn buggy and glitchy. I had to refund it, and so we're doing the Steam version from 2010, which was even removed due to the license of music running out and all that funky jazz. So, yeah. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Man, they even have like their own hot dog stand. Nice. Why does she live so freaking far in the back? Like, you have one pretty tenant, put them in the front.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
There goes the chickens. They're watching us. So, the guys who apparently abducted Alice, I hope that's the name of Alan's wife, they gave us a deadline, and we are basically trying to collect the pages because...
mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Because she apparently has the manuscript pages, so we're gonna see. But as per usual, things can get pretty messy, especially if it's really dark inside.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
He has been definitely touched by the darkness.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I
Kind
felt
of.
nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
So Barbara is trying to control the story in order to be released and to kill the writer himself. And,
Rose took a day from me.
Yeah.
I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
kind of ironic when she works at a diner and her own dishes are not done.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
Okay, where's my shit? Where's my pistol, flare gun?
So handsome.
Because you just know things are gonna turn real bad. Really, really bad.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Wait, how do I do the manuscript?
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Well, that can mean either that we're gonna get some reinforcements, or that things are gonna get even more complicated as police is already suspecting us of things. And if I recall correctly, even federal agents are gonna get kind of tangled in this mess.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air, and let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know, I just...
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
Yeah, I had a, argument with Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it made even the goddamn moon disappear. I'm trying to talk over the music because I'm afraid if it's licensed, I'll have some issues with this, but I don't recall there really being like a sequence where you would be fighting while music is playing, except of much later in the game. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna deal with that. It's gonna be really interesting. And goddamn it, please don't get touched by the darkness or some weird stuff.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slade!
Why are they shooting at him when he's not armed suspect? Is he suspected of something like that?
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Problem is, I'm in the
I
woods.
hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake! Come on!
So the cops are after me. I have no flashlight, no bullets, no nothing. And if I recall correctly, going through this dried up river creek is gonna eventually lead me to some trouble.
Stop running! Freeze! Okay, men, keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here.
Ah, crap. They have flare guns. Nobody's got a dog or something to stand after me? Really? This path is blocked. There is a pathway here. And there's a manuscript page. And I'm quite sure things are gonna get messy eventually.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the rider on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
And the problems are now starting. Well, shit. Anything in this car that I can salvage? I don't think so.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over. You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale. I'm on my way. Out.
Damn, she sounds pissed. Well, probably too. It's my job to protect the people of a town, and some weirdo who comes in and starts shooting all over them. Yeah, I wouldn't be really happy about that either. Seems like they're still after me. Somehow I have the high ground. But I don't like this. What if all of a sudden the darkness touches them? Yeah, that can be good. The thing is, I don't recall if the dark ones do have firearms. I think they mostly stick to melee.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a rider, not a monster.
Please tell me there's something inside of this car I can use. He sounds like a smart person. Okay. Helicopter is a problem. Oh shit. Whoa. Please don't blame that on me, because that's a Black Hawk, and I don't think my insurance will cover that. Jesus. Let's try to get to the fire watch tower. There's at least light. So I'm hoping something. Toggle zoom. Yeah, I think there would be a slightly bigger fire. But okay.
this is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, what are you doing? Come on. Sit down and give me that.
James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The, Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh, yeah, I bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Okay. Fortunately, still no weapon. Yeah, the textures are not that pretty,
I
but
can see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
that's the thing. The game is now 13 years old, goddammit. I would really love to have at least one freaking flare or something.
I imagine that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Yeah, the crows are watching me. And that gate will not budge.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
So there's a searchlight up here.
There was no power to the searchlight.
And there's supposed to be probably like a generator. Now we have to redirect the searchlight in order to be pointed at the gate. Which unfortunately seems to have blown the fuse or something. Still nothing to protect myself with. This is nightmare difficulty, so it does not take that many hits for Alan to die. Something in the cabin. Energizer. Is that it? All I get? Freaking flashlight? Oh, it'll have to do. It'll have to do for now. Thankfully, even the wood disappeared, so I can proceed now.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over.
We have 6 of them.
Come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
So you know, because we're given a weapon, that means there's gonna be some company. Okay. There's some slight delay on the explosion. I see the light. It seems like the officers have been possessed. I believe I taken care of at least 6 of them. So that one guy disappeared, but he'll be back. That's how the checkpoints work, or he will just transfer from there somewhere in front of us. There's our manuscript page. Well, that sucks. Okay, so that took out the large one too. But I had to use 2 flashbangs. But a nice ambush. Problem is, our light over here is gone.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Yeah. Kind of funny. Put sleeping pills into coffee. Coffee, the one thing which is supposed to keep you awake. Oh man, they're gonna come again. Okay, that took care of 3 of them. Man, I really hope that the Elgato is able to capture this because... Hold on, there is a sign. Some supplies have to be here. Okay, that I don't understand. Why did that one flashlight or flashbang, sorry, not have like a delayed explosion? We're gonna save up here, pick up whatever supplies are inside of that cache. Maybe there's gonna be a weapon. Ah, crap. Okay, well, batteries are still better than nothing. Flares are better than nothing. I still have to make it to the radio. Station, and this was... leading me away from it. Okay, that's a cop car. Could have sworn that that's the radio station, but I guess we will have to bolt it through the woods. We have to be careful here. Still have like 4 flashbangs. I think we escaped the darkness for now. Oh, I take it back. They still had one more guy ready for me. Please, it did not take for the big fella 2 flashbangs, but just 1.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Is there a potential manuscript here?
Well, Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so
I
many
love
cliffs,
it with
was
the
ridiculous.
references.
That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
H.P. Lovecraft, Dan Brown.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
Yeah, well, that happens when you drink on the job, goddammit. Okay, some more flares. Me gusta. You see something shiny in the front? And I know that the darkness is gonna be lurking around. I need to group them up. For the flashbang to have the most effectiveness. And potentially kill them. Okay, let's start the sucker now while there's nobody around me. Because when the animation goes off, I was hoping to actually use the flashbang, but now the knuckleheads are all spread out. I would rather dispose of them now than to have them chase after me later down the road. But we have finally proper means of defending ourselves. So I don't have to rely only on the flashbangs because, oh, I have only one left. And that to me is not good. Especially if so many of them keep popping up. Reload, reload. I think I counted one more in the bushes. To my left somewhere. And I'm not sure about it, but if you would have the paranoia that something's lurking in the shadows, this is the time to have it. Okay, we're starting to run into like a mixture of both cops.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
And I'm out of ammo. Oh, crap. Okay, shit. Gotta be careful here. Don't want to die. Crap, one of them hit me. Problem is how destructive these hits are. Don't know if I can really climb up that damn tree trunk. One more round. Loving it. Technically, I could have been able to maybe use some of this. But I wasn't sure if I need to keep pressing something, doing the mini game, or cracking up the generator. So yeah, that's most unfortunate. Again, super low on ammo, because I mostly insist on killing these knuckleheads. As you clearly see, the light only lasts for a certain amount of time before it goes off. So we have 18 rounds in the pistol, out of rifle ammo, 2 flares, 1 flashbang. Flashbang I would rather keep for some seriously problematic situation.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Foreshadowing, huh? Love it. I really thought I would be able to continue that way. That does not seem to be the case, so off we go in this way. You guys are persistent tonight. There is some light ahead, but I have no idea what it is.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
I'll take the rifle ammo. I would rather leave it for the big fellas. I have a phone?
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Almost as if the darkness had a hold of her. She sounded almost like Rose.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Yeah, the inanimate objects which are
I could
used...
see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
They're not my favorite. Follow. Anyone getting slight Half-Life 2 flashback deja vu? You know, when you have to cross underneath that one bridge? Have to be careful because the manuscript mentioned stuff, and of course all these things are scripted.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
I did not want to touch that. Let's try to do this. Oh crap. I think I accidentally threw the goddamn flashbang. God damn it. Oh, come on. I think there's like 2 manuscript pages here. I don't know if the Elgato is not gonna screw up the screen when it comes to the flashbangs, because it kind of goes completely white. So we're gonna see.
This time, hearing the Night Springs theme caused a surge of conflicting emotions in me. It'd been my first real writing gig. Barry had known a guy who knew a guy, and suddenly I'd been a semi-regular writer on the show. I'd always been ashamed of the job. Felt it was trash. I'd wanted to be an artist, a novelist. I'd been naive back then. It had taken a long time to learn to be proud of the work.
Okay, it's page 1. I believe there was one more. I still have no idea where the coal mine is. And we're still gonna have to fight the tractor or whatever it was.
He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
That does not sound good.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Unfortunately, I'm completely out of the flares. We are given a tougher flashlight, and we're gonna eventually get, I think, a bigger one even. But yeah, we're gonna have to be careful here because they can toss a lot of things at me, and I might not be the biggest fan of that. The hell was that noise? Remedy, I have to admit though, slightly with the textures on all these items, it reminds me of Max Payne. I just can't shake it. Although Max Payne 3 has been produced by Rockstar, so I'm not really sure if they still have the right for the game. Nice. Managed to survive this ambush. Lights were shut down. Oh, come on. I have the rounds for the pistol. I'd rather keep the shotgun for a bit later, although I have to admit in these tight corners, it sounds like a better option. We're gonna have some creepy TV on our hands here, probably.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, A Family Occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition. But you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
Is that like rhetorical that he went look for mythology and bears fruit because there's supposed to be some offspring of Beelzebub or something?
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
That sounds awesome. I'm just waiting for the tractor to show up. There's multiple crates with provisions. So I'm not gonna be stingy with the batteries. I do have 20 of them. goes our boss battle. Oh shit! Oh crap. Well, it's kind of impossible to dodge that freaking thing. Okay, I don't like how my health is low. Where the hell did that thing go? Need to watch out here. What the fuck? God damn it. Oh, this is gonna be annoying as hell, I'm gonna tell you that right now. But we will somehow push through. I hope. Problem is the chaotic driving of the damn truck and somehow trying to also keep an eye out on all these knuckleheads. If I'm able to keep them over than my sight, there's one more somewhere. Keeps getting crushed by the damn thing. Friendly fire budge. Okay, I barely dodged that attack. I'm not sure if that thing is stuck here. Or what the hell transpired. I would rather keep the rifle ammo for the big guys. No! Freaking piece of junk. The flare is not doing jack shit to it? Really? I want to still pick up the supplies from over there. I have to be careful. Finally. Goddamn piece of shit. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it off at this point. And so I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to the sequel. So fingers crossed. It's gonna be here, and things are not gonna get even crazier in my life until then, because yeah, fun stuff. But with that all said, I'm gonna wish you all a pleasant rest of the day. Hopefully this fun, spooky adventure into the nightmare that is Alan Wake was entertaining enough for you. And hey, if you want to know what the channel is currently up to, make sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe. We do fun things on the channel here, I promise. I'm trying my best, but I also have a day job and 10,000 responsibilities, so I'm trying to do what I can. So please bear with me. I appreciate the support, and I will see you all in the comments or at the future uploads. Thank you all for watching, and bye-bye for now.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.